Hello, and I appreciate you joining me on the Healing Streams Reflection. The title for today's post is The Hand Me Down Set. In Luke chapter 22, verse 26, Jesus declared, "But not so among you. On the contrary, he who is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he who governs as he who serves." In a sense, the greatest among you should be like the youngest. Beloved, firstborns always did have it better. Statistically, they achieve more, reach higher positions, score higher on IQ tests, and etc. They receive more undivided attention from their parents than subsequent children. They are given responsibility earlier, and that provides for more rapid maturity. In a real sense, the elder needs little outside help. He has it made, not so the younger. First of all, he has to deal with the problem of a somewhat arrogant elder brother that can give him lifelong hang-ups. Many of his possessions are second-hand offerings from the brother who has outgrown them or used them. The standard by which he is judged is often the elder brother. His identity is tied up with him in the school system. Oh yes, you are second, so is brother. He is expected to excel in the same areas his brother did. Much of life becomes an odyssey to discover just who he himself is. Being the younger is, by its nature, not a position of strength or authority. It does not speak dominance. It tends to be a position that waits and accepts whatever comes after others have had first choice. When Jesus used the word younger, it was filled with much more meaning than today. The younger brother was stereotypically a rebel, a person who had no stake in the status quo. The system under which he lived was an oppressor to him. Success in life depended upon his own abilities and the mercy of brothers. Life in general, and tradition in particular, were not a benefactor to him. The elder received the birthright and in some cases, all of the inherited property. Why shouldn't the youngest be a rebel? Power strictly on the other side. Even the slightest self-preservative action should brand him as a rebel by the elders in control. In contrast, the elder brothers had a vested interest in the existing system, just by birth order. They had secured future positions. For them, the watchword was protect the status quo. Things are working well now. Let's keep them that way. Elders were the governors. The positions of authority went to them. As far as this world is concerned, it was the most advantageous position. But Jesus said we must be as the younger, even if we are elders. Any power or advantage we have that is not handled as if we were the younger is a violation of the nature of Jesus. For the status quo, power systems of the world and the church, this is a declaration of war. Since in Jewish tradition and law, the elder brother received an extra portion of the inheritance, Jesus, by this statement, to be as the youngest, urged us to hold lightly to material goods. In a sense, Jesus weakens the desire for power and greed with this command. I thought I had this part of my life under control. Until my wife and I moved twice in one summer. I couldn't believe how many boxes we filled. Many simply could only be identified as stuff. I realized then that I was a collector of stuff. I even had items in my possession that went back 30 years. I had 3 cabinets with plastic shelves to hold them, but I could not identify the shelves because I didn't know what they were. But they looked so interesting to throw away for 30 years. Beloved, why would Jesus want us to travel light? So we wouldn't be greedy, and so we could be flexible enough to go wherever we wanted to use us. Wherever he wanted to use us. I travel an immense number of miles per year. I've discovered that the joy of my journey is directly related to how much language I take. The more language, the less joy. The less language, the more joy. So being as the younger has its own joys. Though we are the disadvantaged ones, and perhaps the poor ones, you and I are free ones. And he who has overcome the world is on our team. He who has overcome the world is on our side to move us from victim to victor, from temptation to overcomers. That is why you and I need to be the servant who doesn't lord it over people. That is why you and I need to be the example, the humble example, as the youngest, so that we'll be the first, even among the equals. May the good Lord bless you for having the time to listen to this message. Bye for now.